What's happening? What's happening? It's your friends, your fam, True Streets. This is my life. Back at it again. Just did a little bit of harvest of some cucumbers. So I thought I'd let you see how many I pulled out of there real quick. Let me turn it. Man. Hey, Zaza. Alrighty. But once again, my blackness is not gonna let me just sit here and just get eaten up. So once again, this is my garden. Alrighty. Now I sprayed up a little bit. Keep them bugs from trying to eat me up. And once again, like I was saying, it's your friends, your fam, True Street, back at it again. You know, out here in the yard, in the garden, on the homestead. Just got finished watering the ducks. They came out from underneath the tree yesterday. They've been in the tree for 2 days. So they down there playing in their little man-made pond. But this is a continuation of the last couple of days. Am I a toxic man, or am I doing the right things? You know, and it's like, I feel like me trying to make a point will, how can I say, I feel like me trying to make a point is me taking away from my daughter. You know, because when it comes down to it, that's what it's about. It's not about me, it's not about her mother, it's not about my other relationships, it's about me and my 5 children. Well, 4 of them up here in North Carolina. But anyway, so basically, I've been talking, I went to work today and had a pretty good day, and I talked to some co-workers and some stuff, you know, because I'm literally the guy that everybody comes and talks to, you know. I'm the one that everybody comes and tells me what happened, asks for my opinion, you know what I'm saying, asks will I help out with things, what would I do in that situation, or how would I handle things. So now that it's upon me, you know, but like any good sport, until you fail, you ain't get the whole thing, you know what I'm saying? So in everything that you do, it comes a time when you're gonna lose. And when you do, will I be able to stand up and take things the way I tell people? You know, will I handle my business and my responsibilities the way I tell people to handle their responsibilities and things? You know, it's not just, I say, Peter Rabbit, whereas though I'm just one-sided. In other words, I'm dishing out a whole lot of stuff, but how would I do in my situation if I was in that same situation? So I just want to take and do what's right by all, you know. And by me being a Libra and everything that goes with that, I examine a whole lot of things. And like today, last night, I was examining myself, you know, as far as where I'm at now, as far as where I was before my life, or where I may be in the next couple of years. Lord bless him. So on that note, I look at things whereas I try to be just, but I know I wasn't always where I'm at now. I was a way worse person. But I can say my future stands, my future state right now, nobody has seen the other side of me in years. When I say years, I mean like since the 2000, early 2000s, 90s, somewhere around there, when I started committing to my kids. 97, basically. So I just wanted to, talk to y'all and, get some insight. So hit the comments up, you know what I'm saying? And let a brother know, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm trying to be a good father, you know what I'm saying? I can't say I was the best husband because I was married once and I'm not married anymore. I can't say, I was the best boyfriend or old man, I have you say, because I'm single. But one thing, I have my kids, and I've always fought for my kids, even against their mothers. I stood up for my kids because I'm like, I fucked you, but that's my blood, you know what I'm saying? And unless there's something that they did, and I'm a fair person. I mean, even though I'm in my kids' corner, if they did something wrong, I'm not gonna condone it or be happy with it or show them appreciation or, reward them for being bad. No, it's not like that. It's just the fact that I'm usually on my kids' sides because their moms are usually wrong, And so when it comes down to that right there, I just want to make sure I'm doing everything right, you know what I'm saying? Because if I'm going to be out here preaching to people, I got to walk that same walk. If I'm out here telling people all these things to do, I got to be out here doing the same things. But if I'm not, you know what I'm saying, then I'm out here lying to myself and others. And I don't like leading people astray because to me that's like leading people on. That's like having a false, having other plans, but the naked eye don't see them. You know what I'm saying? It's like a snake. Because, sure, they can be beautiful. Sure is around, but remember, a snake can still bite you. And they always bite you when you least expect it. You know what I'm saying? Because you can never truly befriend the snake. That's why it's a snake. And as we say, no shoulders where I come from. There was a reason why snakes was made to crawl on their belly. And I guess so you can't really see their face, know exactly what they doing. You only can see from up here. Just like people. They always have a cloak over their face. Like this mask. Since COVID been out, people still wear masks and all kinds of stuff, So, but getting back to what I was talking about. Am I a toxic man? Like I say, I don't want to create toxic people. When I'm in a relationship or dealing with somebody, like I say, I try to do things just for as much as best as I know, because a lot of the things I do in relationships, I taught myself or I seen in other relationships, some good, some bad, but I try to take care, and do my part of things. And so sometimes my side of things work, sometimes they don't. And so here we are, backward to my current stand, like I was saying yesterday, for the ones who caught yesterday's episode. And if you didn't, go check it out, then you'll know what I'm talking about for the most of it. And so to give a highlight, my daughter, my mother, and my daughter moved in here last year with me and my sons. Taking care of this woman, letting her use my vehicle off and on, for free. Not no crazy stuff. She doing her thing, I'm doing mine. No relationship status. Played around a couple of times, but that was I asked a couple of times because I'm a grown ass man, you know what I'm saying? And a couple of times, whatever. But that's neither here or there. The thing is this right here. She's no longer staying here. And the reason she's no longer staying here because it comes a point where as though you've been here for 7 months and there's no difference. You've done nothing. And then I ask you a simple question and you go overboard. And I'm like, you going overboard? You don't pay nothing here. This is not your house. You do not own anything here. You cannot do things the way you think. You think you run, you don't run nothing. So that question went in one ear and out the other, but when it came out the other side, it came out with a whole bunch of fury behind it. And she did the things that she did, and I made the proper thing. I say I took the proper steps to do what I did, and so she's no longer here. Still have some stuff here, and I'm trying not to be the evil guy, so I probably call him like, look, here's your stuff. If not, I'm putting it to the road. I'm not keeping her energy in my home. I don't need that energy. So, but on the other hand, everything's been good. Kids are good. My daughter, she's upstairs now. So her mother wants to do a day thing. Well, she made some comments as she said she was upset. I don't care. She made some comments that weren't true, and they were said in front of my daughter. So that's why we're in the current stance, because I'm like, you do not need her around you if you can make comments like that in front of me. So what kind of comments are you making to her behind my back? Just to make her love you or be on your side more, however you want to call it. I call it manipulation of a child's mind. But anyway, so I've been through that before, and I'm not going through that again. So this time I'm like, look, fool me once, it's on me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going for the second or the third time, fourth time, because I done been there. And like I made did an episode a little while back, I'm taking it back me, because I'm tired of being the back burner in my own life. You know what I'm saying? And now my kids is one thing, but as far as life itself, I always take the back seat because I think about my household. You know what I'm saying? I think about, okay, fuck the day. What about next week? I gotta make sure, I gotta be steps ahead of everything that I do. I gotta be steps ahead of the bill people. I gotta be steps ahead of even who's in my house. I gotta be a step ahead on my cars. Whatever I do, my workout, even this, getting back to this, and it took me a while to get back to it because I didn't lose a passion for doing it, but I lost motivation. You know what I'm saying? So that's what took me from basically doing my shows, doing my podcasts and my TikToks, which I still have to get back into on the daytime, because I did explain to them that I'm going back to evenings where I've started. I had a higher volume of people when I did my evening ones compared to my morning ones, but my morning ones did okay, and so in my genre, you know what I'm saying, I'm just trying to stick within my time frames that the most people can that actually be on these platforms, listen and tune into these shows or whatever, podcasts or talk or whatever, however you want to put it. So, but I ain't the one that do all kind of crazy antics and be putting cowboy hats and mustaches on my face while I'm doing my TikToks and stuff. But I will tell you some true stuff. I will laugh and giggle with you, you know what I'm saying? But, like I said before, I take a back seat. And on this toxicity, when I'm saying, like, am I a toxic man, because I feel as though I do nitpick. As I look at me, I do nitpick sometimes. But it's only when I'm fed up, basically. And it's like, by me being who I am, I notice a whole lot of things, see a whole lot of things, but I tend to let them build up because I try to put the picture together, if that makes any sense. And while I'm putting the picture together, it's basically collecting evidence, you know what I'm saying? Building the whole thing. So when I come up and say something about it, I'm not looking like Joe Dirt. I'm not talking out my gums, you know what I'm saying? When I'm speaking facts. I'm speaking with action. I'm not being aggressive because I don't have to, because I have all my I's dotted and my T's crossed, you know what I'm saying? So basically, I'm like, I hold information to myself, but once I get it together, then I'm like, okay, this happened on this and this day, such time, blah 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 blah, and it's been going on since this. Or it may be a feeling that I have that I'll actually act on it, and when I do act on it, I'm right. You know what I'm saying? And so, put it this way: even though we wasn't in a relationship, we both were single. You know what I'm saying? Certain things, even though this is my house, certain things I just didn't do because it's, even though we're not together and this is not your crib, this is my crib, but it's still a respect type of thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, if she ain't here and I done smashed, you know what I'm saying, or had some sexual encounters or whatever I did while she wasn't here, me leaving evidence in her face and stuff, I'm not gonna do. I'm gonna clean up behind myself, you know what I'm saying, and take care of my area or whatever. So she would never come in my room and see a condom wrapper or see a girl's panties or anything of that nature. You know what I'm saying? And I shouldn't either, especially not in my home. And that confusion, I guess, didn't sit well with her, so she didn't understand it. But anyway, so I'm back here now, just me and the boys and my daughter. But getting on the vindictive side of things, like I was saying, she wants to talk it out, and I'm like, shoot, let's go to the people. I don't like the people in my business, but in certain cases, you need to have things straight, or people just keep manipulating the situation. And everybody know when there's a good guy doing for his kids, he's usually doing way more than if he was on child support. When he's not on child support, but then it's the ones who you put on child support who get drugged. You know what I'm saying? The child ain't even getting it all. Whereas though in my situation, you say my daughter's here. Well, she was here straight for 7 months, a little over 7 months. Her mother was here for almost 7. You know what I'm saying? But still, since she's been out of the house, which has been about 2 weeks, she's still been at the house for the weekend, 4 days last week, and she's in the house now. Okay, so before they moved in, we was doing weekends, and I was mainly watching my daughter here while she was at work to save her from babysitting. But she always has the thing of saying these words, I'm doing everything by myself, you're not doing it. And I'm like, okay, I don't know too many baby fathers that aren't with you, that even when you weren't in my house, wasn't with you, and still give you my vehicles to get you back and forth so you could pay your bills because you had my daughter, and didn't charge you multiple times. And I'm talking about for months on end. I don't even cease my vehicle sometime because you had it. So on that note, I've done more than just be a baby daddy in my eyes. And I buy my daughter things, and I keep my daughter, and when I go out of town, my daughter goes too. And if I'm going for 2 days, 3 days, whatever, she's going right along with me. You know what I'm saying? Then my daughter's usually here 5 to 6 days a week on normal when she wasn't staying with me on the permanent. Okay, so now you got that part of the story. So when it comes down to it, I take care of my children, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, all right, for instance, if you and someone are in a relations, right, and y'all dealing with each other, but y'all have an open relationship, you're not going to come home and find stuff all around because it's not supposed to be there. Especially if you're in a relationship where it's just you and her, or her and him, or him and him, or her and her, or however that goes. But your outside activities, I shouldn't see in my vehicle. You shouldn't see in your vehicle. If I have your vehicle. And when I come into my house, there should be no evidence of what's going on with your personals due to your relations that you do. And so on that note, when I saw certain things, by me putting things together to, figure out things and stuff like that, without jumping to, the conclusions, because we're not in a relationship. So I weighed the situations out, but I'm like, okay, even though we're in a relationship, we don't screw around. That's just disrespectful to do certain things. And when I says, then I have a place that's currently back there getting worked on. So it's getting worked on. So while that's getting worked on, I'm sitting up here, doing our thing, and then my renter told me that, well, look, you can take and get that crib too and sell me the whole property. All right. So I asked her, will she, or is she still going to get the place behind us? Because like I said, we're not together. So that's your crib. Whatever you do in your crib, in your yard, that's your yard. Just like if I was coming over to your old place you used to have. It's not my business. So just because you stay there, it just makes it more convenient for our child. As far as if she needs to be up here, you ain't got to go across town to get there. You know what I'm saying? Or if she wants to come up to her daddy, she ain't got to go catch a ride or whatever. Or vice versa, where you need to drop her off. When it's my weekend, she just walk right over. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever, such and such. So, and then that way we can acquire the whole property. And so anyway, when I came up and he told me that, and I went and said I'll let her know, like I told him. When I went to her, it was like, so is you still going to get the place? She said no. So when she said no, I'm like, okay, so in my mind, that means you must have found a place. So, you know how you find a place, but it might not be open or it might not be finished for like the end of the month, you know what I'm saying, or something like that. So I'm thinking she must have found her a place. So that means she must be getting ready to move. So I said simply, oh, so you found a place then? And then she replied, no again. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, you don't want to get that place. You haven't found a place. So what do you plan on doing? I didn't say anything. I just walk out the room. So as I walk out the room, I hear her reply in the back to my daughter, oh, your daddy must not want her said no more. And I'm like, huh? What is that to tell a baby? And it gets deeper. Then she made a couple of more comments to my daughter that was profoundly out of line. And that's when I'm like, you got to ride. So I don't care where you go, when you go, what time you're going to get on the other side, but you leaving here. And so things went to go of that nature. The officers was dispatched. Nobody was injured. Well, yes, somebody was injured, but it wasn't no serious stuff. But I'm still here, so that means it wasn't me that the cops was called on. So you know, but it's cool. But I can say in all of this, I am a lot better person now than I used to be. And if that doesn't make sense, let's just say I take a lot now that I didn't take before. And that's with guys, people in the street, and females in general. The way I came up, it was totally different than the way I am now. Because I ain't care who you is, you swung on me, I swung on you. And that was plain and simple. If you're big enough and bad enough to put your paws on me, I'm big enough and bad enough to knock you the fuck out. And so, but I've never knocked out a female. Not by hitting her in the face. And so, when it came down to it, yeah, I beat them to sleep. It was totally different beating. They enjoyed it. Yeah. But anyway, am I a toxic man for, like I said, doing those things? Or, like I said, am I being vindictive because I can't forgive some of the things that she said? I can deal with her, but I would never. I will be lying to myself to say that I'm gonna forgive all certain things that were said. And so, to be a good person still, and try to continue this walk of mine without no anger or hostility in the game, I'm like, my daughter needs to be with me, if not permanent, full custody, at least 5 out of 7 days a week. Because I do not trust my daughter around her mom and her teachings. So I'm like, I raised my sons to be men, and I'm gonna raise my daughter to be a lady. And that's plain and simple. And I want her to know that to uphold and treat herself as so others will also. You know, I don't want her, how you say, being manipulated because she's cute, or trying to use her beauty to get her ahead, because that don't always work. You know what I'm saying? Or her body, or the manipulation game that women play. I want her to be a good female. You know what I'm saying? I want her, if she gets married, to be a good wife. If she has children, to be a great mother. You know what I'm saying? I want her to be a better parent than I am. You feel me? So I want my grandkids to know that their granddaddy tried and did a good job. So on that note, I just want the best for my kids. And her mother says the same thing. But sometimes people, the best and their mental ways of going about it aren't the same. So it don't turn out to be the best all the time. Sometimes you have the best intentions, but remember, a child is a sponge, a child is a book, a child is a recorder. You know what I'm saying? A child is a stenographer. A child, all they do is take notes. All they do is, their mental picture is notes. Seeing everything, taking all that in, some of it willingly, some of it unwillingly. And a lot of it that's unwillingly, that they don't know that they taking in, is the stuff that sticks with them. And then I don't want my daughter being something because her mother was something. I don't want my daughter acting a certain way because her mother acted a certain way. I want my daughter to be my daughter. I want her to grow up being her own individual person. I don't want her acting like me. I don't want her acting like her mom. I want her acting like herself. But I want her to be able to do it with dignity, with class, with humility, You know what I'm saying? I want her to honor herself. I want her to love herself, to cherish herself. Therefore, others will do the same. Whether you know it or not, that's just how the energy is. If you got good energy out there, you're putting good energy out there, then that's what you're going to get back eventually. You just got to hold faith to stand hard. And I stand, even though I know that stuff goes wrong, you know what I'm saying? But I still stand. I'm still in the fight. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times, us as men are depressed, are shameful, thinking that we haven't done enough out of life. You know what I'm saying? We look at, am a failure? We look at, what have I accomplished? Have I made a stamp on this earth? Or will I leave here tomorrow? Did I treat my, my family right? And then my job, bills, home, vehicles. I gotta be in charge all the time. I gotta make the right decisions all the time. I have no room for error. I can't fuck up. You know what I'm saying? That's the life of a man. And so a lot of times, a person don't even know a man is in a destructive mode until he destruct. You know, self-destruct. Until he blow. Everybody look at him and be like, ain't nothing wrong with him. The next thing you know, you read about him on the news. Or back in the day, you should see him in the paper. You know what I'm saying? Or you used to hear the sirens going down the street because somebody done beat somebody to sleep. Somebody done shot somebody. Somebody done stabbed, done choked somebody. And we wonder why all this stuff happens. That's the stuff I'm talking about. It's like, but nobody knows a man is at that point or at that level until he self-destruct and go. But once again, everybody, this your friend, your fam, True Streets. True Streets, this is my life. So hit them comments up. Let me know what y'all think. You know what I'm saying? Maybe these talks can help somebody, maybe not. But I would like to know. You know, I got a lot on my plate. And sometimes, hey, everybody needs a little help with understanding. But one thing I was taught, so one thing is self-assured. I can't be like the next man, you know. I can't let stress take away what I built. I can't let, woman, would you move your tail, your legs, stop kicking me in my butt? Talking about Zaza. But, so, I can't let what goes on deter me. You know, because I know there's a day I'm going to wake up and it's all going to be in order. Or today I may not wake up and then I realize, hey, everything that I did here was just for a moment. You know, because like they say, you're worth a lot more when you're gone than when you're here. So, life's a bitch until you die. That's why you get high. Because you never know when you're going to go. Yeah, but hit the comments up, because like I said, I'm not trying to commit to making toxic women. I'm trying to be that guy that breaks that chain, you know, for my sake and for the sake of our young followers, you know, our young students in life, our children, you know what I'm saying? Not our kids. People keep calling them kids, but yet they know that's the name of a goat. They're your children, a child, a mind. So on that note, keep your heads up out there. Y'all keep smiling. Hit them comments up. Let me know how y'all feel about the situation. Because I really do cherish the comments and I do read them. And trust me, I do answer. I just don't get that many of them. But that is what it is. So I thank you all for your time. Thank you for the blessings. Well, yeah, namaste for the ones who don't speak English. But as we go through this thing called life, Man, those chickens over there, they acting up. They might be over there fighting again. Or they be getting down. They be having chicken fights. Then there be duck fights. Ducks be going at it. You hear them? They right there. They like right behind the phone on the other side of the wall. So yeah, I gotta go gather these cucumbers up. I should have got me some of that purple kale out of there. Made me a salad. I made a salad, a sauteed salad the other night when I picked, and I ain't think my daughter was going to eat it because normally when her mother tells her that something's nasty, she tend to not want nothing, so she don't know what it never tastes like. But her mother wasn't here, so she tasted it and she was like, "Ooh, good, Daddy." And I'm literally, she told me, "I want more." And then after she ate that, she literally had me make her some more. So I had to literally take my plate, put my plate down, and go back in there and fill up hers. Which made me feel good because it was all vegetarian meal, you know what I'm saying? There was no meat in it, was no dairy in it, you know, and she enjoyed it, so that was a good thing. So yeah, it's me in the garden, enjoying this lovely day. And I pray you all do the same. If you're out there getting that bag, be careful when you go home. And if you're home, hug your loved ones. Show them that you care, because next time somebody go out the house, they may not return. I know the same could be me myself, so I pray I always return. You know, and if I did, I pray I made a stamp, and I pray that I was just and straight with my kids before I did leave here, because that's a hurtful feeling, not to be straight with your parents when they leave here or you leave here or whatever. And the reason I say that because one of my worst conversations was never had no closure to it, because my mother passed away before I got a chance to talk to her again. And so, because I was in prison when she literally passed away. And she passed away, what, like 9, 10, maybe 11 days after our conversation. So, I regret that. I regret not being able to talk to my father a lot more before he passed. And I didn't know that till later after he passed. So, but yeah, I'm blessed. That's what you keep saying, you're blessed. Every day, I'm blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. Right? You push on. And then you get up and see that one of your friends done lost their life to this new drugs. Half of them don't even know they're getting it. It's the fucked up part about it. The majority of them don't even know what's happening to them. Don't know that if they do that pill or do that line or take that sip, that's gonna be the last one, you know. And don't get me wrong, people have died from smoking marijuana, but the marijuana has had something in it. So, a lot of people say, "Well, you smoke marijuana?" Yeah, and I damn sure do. I'm quitting though. I done quit. And actually, I might as well say I'm pretty much there. It is that I'm not throwing away this little bit in this bag. So when the bag is gone, it's gone. You know, I done gave away everything. You know, I done stopped smoking cigarettes. So I done got rid of all my negative traits, I'm trying to get rid of all my negative traits, put it that way. And the only negative trait I see that is still stronger there is I've got to do a lot of contradicting myself. Like I see ahead, I see what I need to do, but then I ask myself, okay, so can you accomplish that, or can you handle that responsibility? And the thing about it, I always do. So why do I doubt myself? And that goes back to my childhood because I was doubted a lot for things I did. Even down to when it was making music, I was told that I couldn't be in the group. I didn't have it. But yet later on, I was told by the same persons that who knew what was happening then, it was what was going to be happening now. So that the same person who was telling me I shouldn't be there was family. So if your family don't have faith in you, what makes you think somebody in the street does? And then you say you're from a half a home, meaning both parents weren't in the home, you know what I'm saying? So you dealt with that issue. So yeah. But that's life, right? But there will be another part of this because, like I said, this is an ongoing conversation. But hit the comments up. Let me know how y'all feel. Namaste for the ones who don't speak English. This is True Streets. This is my life. And like I said, I'm just telling the truth. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's about time we start telling the truth. Even though the consequences may hurt somebody's feelings. But it's time to stop pulling the wool over our own eyes and clamming up because we've been told to be quiet for so long, or we've been told to suck it up, man up, as they say, man up all the time, suck it up. Nah, fuck that. I am a man. I take care of all my responsibilities. I handle all my bills. And I stay above ground, and I'm not wanting for nothing. So I am a man. My kids as well taken care of. For all the ones I was allowed to take care of. All the ones, should I say, I had the opportunity of mine, because there's only one more that I didn't raise in my household. But he knows me, I know him, and it's there. So his mom knows me. We're not on bad terms. Me and him are not on bad terms. So yeah, he's just older. He's a grown ass man. But I just want to let everybody know thank you. You know what I'm saying, for listening. And as we go forward, keep smiling, because that's what we do as a man, right? Keep smiling, keep pushing, keep moving on, keep them inspirations up high. Because if you let something like this tear you down, everything that you fought for was worthless. So a God wouldn't be torn down by a mere mortal. Just remember that. And you all have a blessed day. True Streets. When I look my head to the right, I'm out of here. Peace.